far beyond the safe boundaries of human space, where the stars looked colder and the darkness felt deeper. The salvage ship Orion's Reach drifted silently through a graveyard of debris. Captain Arman Hale leaned forward in his chair, staring at the cracked viewing screen. Floating ahead of them was the broken hull of an enormous spacecraft, a military-class exploration vessel that had clearly been torn apart by something violent. Ship identification confirmed, the onboard AI announced in its calm mechanical voice. Designation: ISV Aurora. Status: destroyed. No life signs detected. Arman frowned. The Aurora had disappeared almost 12 years earlier. It had been one of humanity's most advanced deep space exploration ships, sent beyond mapped systems to search for habitable worlds. When it vanished, officials blamed a catastrophic engine failure. But seeing the wreckage now, Arman knew that explanation was a lie. The ship looked shredded. Metal plates had been ripped outward, as if something had exploded from inside. "Looks like it went through hell," said Lena, the ship's engineer, standing behind him. "Should we scan for salvage?" Arman nodded slowly. "Run a full sweep." Minutes passed while the sensors combed the drifting wreck. "Power sources detected," the AI reported. "Emergency batteries still active in several sections." "That's impossible," Lena muttered. 12 years. Arman stood up. "Suit up. We're going inside." The two astronauts crossed the void in magnetic suits, drifting toward the shattered Aurora. Up close, the damage looked even worse. Large claw-like gouges carved through the hull. But Arman forced the thought away. Space accidents cause strange damage sometimes. They entered through a breach near the cargo bay. Inside, the ship was frozen in time. Loose cables floated through zero gravity. Emergency lights flickered weakly. A cracked console blinked with corrupted data. "Feels like a tomb," Lena whispered. "Stay focused," Arman replied. They moved deeper into the ship. Rooms appeared untouched by the destruction: crew quarters, storage areas, laboratories. But everywhere they went, one thing was disturbingly consistent. No bodies. Not a single corpse. 12 years, and not even skeletal remains? Lena said quietly. "That's not normal." Arman felt a chill crawl up his spine. "Let's check the command deck." When they reached the bridge, they found the first real clue. The captain's chair was empty, but the ship's central computer was still running on emergency power. Arman activated the system. Playback last recorded log. The speakers crackled. Then a terrified voice filled the room. "This is Captain Elise Navarro of the Aurora. If anyone finds this, do not board this ship. I repeat, do not board this vessel." The recording glitched. Lena looked at Arman. "That's concerning." The log continued. "We discovered something in the outer system. It appeared to be a derelict alien craft. When we brought it on board, one of the crew opened a sealed container. Static filled the room. Then the captain's voice returned, trembling. It wasn't technology. It was alive." The recording ended abruptly. Silence filled the bridge. "Please tell me that's a joke," Lena said. Arman didn't respond. Instead, he noticed something on the life sign monitor. A faint blinking. His eyes widened. "AI," he said slowly. "Scan again for biological signals." The computer processed, then replied. "Life form detected." Lena stared at the screen. "Location? Medical bay. Level 3. Arman's heart pounded. 12 years, Lena whispered. "That's impossible." "Only one way to find out," Arman said. The medical bay doors were sealed, but emergency power allowed Lena to override them. With a metallic groan, the doors slid open. Inside, the room was pristine compared to the rest of the ship. Medical equipment floated gently in zero gravity. And in the center of the room, a cryogenic pod. Its glass surface was cracked but still functioning. Inside was a woman. Her dark hair floated weightlessly around her frozen face. Her uniform still bore the insignia of the Aurora. Lena read the name on the suit. Navarro. Arman felt a shock. The captain? Looks like it. The cryopod suddenly beeped. The system was failing. Power dropping, Lena said. If the pod shuts down, she dies. Arman made a decision. Transfer her to our ship. Back aboard the Orion's Reach, the cryopod slowly thawed. After several tense minutes, the woman inside gasped. Her eyes snapped open. She looked around wildly. Where? You're safe, Arman said calmly. You're on a salvage ship. Her breathing quickened. No, you shouldn't be here. What happened to the Aurora? Lena asked. The woman stared at them in horror. You came aboard the wreck? Arman nodded. Her face went pale. You shouldn't have done that. Captain Elise Navarro sat in the medical bay, wrapped in a thermal blanket. Her hands trembled. 12 years, she whispered. How long was I asleep? Cryo preserved you, Lena said. You were the only survivor. Navarro shook her head. No, she said softly. I wasn't. Arman felt the room grow colder. What do you mean? Navarro looked toward the corridor leading deeper into their ship. It hides, she said quietly. It learns. Arman's stomach tightened. What hides? Navarro looked him directly in the eyes. The thing we brought aboard. Lena crossed her arms. You're saying an alien organism destroyed your ship? Navarro's voice dropped to a whisper. It didn't destroy the ship. It destroyed us. Navarro explained everything. The alien organism had been microscopic at first. A strange black fluid found inside the alien container. At first, it seemed harmless. Then the crew started disappearing. The organism could mimic human tissue perfectly. It replaced crew members one by one. By the time they realized the truth, half the ship was no longer human. They looked like us, Navarro said quietly. They sounded like us. Her voice cracked, but inside they weren't. Arman felt a cold realization forming in his mind. You destroyed your own ship. Navarro nodded slowly. I vented entire sections into space. But it was too late. She looked down. I put myself in cryo, hoping someone would find the wreck and destroy it. Lena swallowed hard. And you're sure it didn't survive? Navarro's eyes slowly moved to the hallway again. I'm not sure of anything. At that moment, the ship's AI spoke. Warning. Unidentified biological activity detected. Arman froze. Location? The AI responded. Multiple locations. Lena turned pale. That's not possible. Navarro whispered the words they were all afraid of. It came with us. The lights flickered. Footsteps echoed in the corridor outside. But no one was there. Then the AI spoke again. Life signs increasing. Arman slowly reached for his sidearm. How many? The AI paused. Then answered. Unknown. Biomass expanding. Navarro closed her eyes. That's how it starts. The ship suddenly shuddered violently. Something slammed against the outer hull. Once. Twice. Then again. Arman looked out the viewport and felt his blood turn to ice. Black shapes were spreading across the ship's exterior, growing, multiplying, like living shadows. Navarro's voice trembled. It learns. It adapts. And once it reaches a planet, her words hung in the air. Humanity is finished. The Orion's Reach drifted silently in deep space, alone, infected, and heading directly toward the nearest human colony. The real nightmare had only just begun.